I have some very great news. I just saw on Twitter that Brad Garlinghouse said that Ripple is ending their cross request for XRP in Ripple. What does this mean? It will be a topic of discussion. There is also a great video here in which Trump talks about the importance of cryptocurrency. Another video clip from larsson will be shown to us. Let's start with this poll on X, which is where it all began. Judge Torres gave them two choices. They could either end the case or drop it, or they could file an appeal. According to Brad Garlinghouse, a majority of 74% of those who voted, the case should be over. 74% of those who pushed to end the case were right in what they thought. Check out the tweet that Brad Garlinghouse sent out. There's a good chance that the SEC will drop their appeal, and Ripple will do the same. As we've already said, we're ending this section and turning our attention to what's really important, creating value on the internet. Don't move at all, we'll be right back. What could Ripple do? Without a doubt, this could finally mean that the law about XRP is clear. This is why the Bank of America and other U.S. banks were waiting for XRP and Ripple to become much more open. It could also be the start of spot exchange-traded funds. ETHs in the United States, it's important to remember that the Securities and Exchange Commission has been waiting for a long time. I really hope that this one is finally over because those spot exchange-rated funds ETHs need to be accepted by the SEC, or they will be sued like they were for the Bitcoin spot ETHs. Eventually, those will come out. It looks like stablecoin regulations will be put in place over the next few months. By the end of the year, in September, the United States should have rules in place for digital assets. Guys, this could cause XRP to skyrocket in value over the next few months. Sit down. Less severe punishment and an order are discussed in. All of these topics have already been talked about in this document. I know this is a boring topic, but the news is so exciting that I can feel it in my boots. Let's pay attention, shall we? There was a new video going around X today that showed President Trump talking about how excited he is about the market and how soon we'll see the next bull run rise. Anyone else or any other group should always keep this in mind. Also, we have built a strong industry that is more important than anything else that we invest in this project, even though we invested money in a business that wasn't really moving in the right direction when I became involved with it. I became interested in politics after losing the 2020 election because I saw what was going on and thought that Biden wasn't doing a good job. Trump also decided to run for office after his loss, but to be fair, the government was dishonest and couldn't do its job. At the time, I was involved in Bitcoin and wasn't sure if I would run again. To put it another way, tasks are what make things happen, and I've seen that you're paying Bitcoin at an increasing rate. Many people believe that it is good for our country, and that it relieves a lot of pressure on the dollar. I don't want to save money because I have kids who invest a lot of money and are sure it's real. But I'm the president, and I've built a very important company. If we didn't do it, China would. It's true that crypto exists, but everything is very clear here. There were also a lot of nice things said there, and one thing I'm still waiting for is for the U.S. to join. The Trump administration has paid a lot of attention to that. Nothing new has been said about how American companies are helping or how money is being invested in American cryptocurrency. Businesses, I'm only going to tell you the main story. There may be new things coming out that haven't been talked about yet. I'll keep an eye on it and get back to you as soon as I know more. You said at the beginning that we wanted to make Bitcoin better, which is something we have already thought about. What does XRP stand for? Please explain. If that's the case, then XRP is another cryptocurrency, even though it was created before Ripple. The most important things we think about are putting aside all the crypto-based apps that are being developed and all the ideas that are being thought about how it could be used for payments. Ones are these. They're a new kind of financial tool from my point of view. This is something that adds to the world of a lot of other financial goods. They keep the global economy running, but when they talk about how they are going to change things, I think some people in the business go too far. I mean, I get that it could be seen as a rallying cry, but the fact that there are so many different paper currencies from different countries makes the world a very confusing place. This coin, which isn't tied to any one country, comes into being in a very basic way if that's the case, then the dollar doesn't reflect all the bad things about the country. When it comes to a country's money, it's not just about how much they print, how much they waste, or how much interest they charge. It also represents everything that country stands for, such as its limits, capital controls, and other similar measures. Each country has its own set of these things, so the dollar, all that messing around is caused by the RMB, the yen, or the euro. It's a big load that has both good and bad sides. One of the best things about cryptocurrency is that it is easy to understand, doesn't go up in value, and is simple enough that anyone can figure it out. That's all there is to it. You can find all the open source information about what's going on there. You should also know that it doesn't come with all of society's values, which is a great thing. It's more like how the internet works. As you know, the rules that govern the internet are pretty simple and on a low level, but the basics aren't hard at all, which is great for everyone. The things that are built on top of them, like Facebook, Google, and artificial intelligence, will continue to be very complex, which is what makes it unique. I think this is what makes it such a valuable tool. An object and as a store of value is pretty new, isn't it? That's why some people are asking, well, what's it good for? There is no other idea in the world of something that can transfer value without increasing in value. Okay, that's it. There is no other idea. If someone asked you what it is about money that interests you so much, you wouldn't want it. In other words, are you kidding me? This shows that these things are good in and of themselves, and will only become more important in the future. The fact that people from all over the world value it tells us that because of the "Would you like to sit on the ride with me because I do" event, you can be sure that people will come. Let's get this done by following, liking, and subscribing to your content. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you had fun hearing this news. Let's go! Do not watch this video if you want to learn about money. It's just for fun. I don't make my living doing that kind of thing. If you need help with your money, please watch the movie.